Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some partly cloudy skies this morning and some somewhat humid conditions and a slight breeze out of the south. And overall, as we move through the day today, we will see some building of some hot and humid conditions into the area and some breezy winds picking up out of the south with a good chance of seeing a wind advisory this afternoon. In addition, as we go into the evening time frame, we do have a front approaching the area for the evening, and that's going to bring a chance of some showers and thunderstorms into the local area, mainly as we get into the late afternoon and into the first part of the evening time frame. Additionally, going to see a chance of a few embedded stronger thunderstorms with that, as the Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk for severe weather, with the main threat being some stronger gusts with those storms pushing through the area. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have a warm front lifting through the area this morning that's bringing in those more humid and warmer conditions, as well as that southerly wind that will pick up as we move through the day today. Later on this evening, some of the shower activity well off to our west will be approaching as this cool boundary, starts to push through the mid-Atlantic region overnight tonight into the day tomorrow. Current conditions this morning, seeing a few clouds at 20,000 feet, broken at 25,000 feet. Winds out of the south at 11 knots, temperature 76 degrees, and relative humidity is at 87%. Quick look at the current visible satellite as well as the composite radar. You can see mainly high clouds streaming through the local area here, and shower activity still well off to the west and northwest, and again that will be tracking towards the area as we move into the day later today. Very slight chance we see an afternoon pop-up shower. I'm looking at about 10 or 15% chance of that occurring. The main activity will be arriving later into the evening time frame. We'll take a look at the high resolution model for how we expect that to play out. As mentioned, should see mainly dry conditions through most of the working hours today. You can see some light reflectivity showing up here on the model. Excuse me. For the middle portion of the afternoon, that is that very slight chance of a pop-up shower or even a light thunderstorm, but it looks to be a fairly minimal chance at this time. As you can see, as we get into the late afternoon and more so into the evening, the main line of showers and storms approaching the area with some higher reflectivity values in here, indicating that chance for some stronger to possibly severe thunderstorm pushing through, with again mainly just a wind gust threat with some stronger gusts with that activity and some heavier downforce possible. The best chance of this will arrive as we approach the 8 p.m. or 20 local time frame and thereafter until about the midnight time frame. As you can see, as we get towards midnight, we're going to lose some of that daytime heating that helps force these storms as they develop into the local area. And as we lose that daytime heating, we do expect some weakening of the activity. As you can see, reflectivity values lower quite a bit as we pass the midnight time frame. And with that, going to see the lightning chances diminish as well. And then approaching the 4 a.m. time frame, decent. Most of the models do suggest that much of the precip activity will be fizzled out with a lingering, very slight chance of maybe an isolated shower through the area through the morning hours. And as we get into the day tomorrow, that boundary still lingers over the area with a very slight chance or a slight chance of a late morning shower, but the better chance of seeing maybe a redevelopment of some scattered showers and storms during the afternoon and first part of the evening before that boundary finally pushes through, as you can see here, going into the evening time frame and overnight. Behind that boundary, as it finally pushes through the area, we will see drier conditions and clearing skies, setting up for a pretty nice and seasonable day as we move through the day on Wednesday, with no precipitation or lightning expected for that day. So taking a look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have a yellow risk starting for that wind advisory criteria as we move into the later portion of the morning. We do expect those winds to pick up out of the south, initially 10 to 15 knots, gusting up to 23 knots. As we get into the afternoon, we increase to a red risk for wind advisory criteria, with that wind advisory becoming likely, mainly for the later portion of the afternoon, as we do expect some peak gusts up around 29 knots as that sustained wind picks up to 14 to 19 knots. We'll see our high temperature around 86 degrees today, with mainly just some high clouds in the area, and then we'll see some scattered clouds around 5,000 feet developing as we get into the late afternoon. Going past the 16 local time frame, we pick up that first chance for precip and lightning with about a 30% chance of seeing a few showers and storms in the area approaching as that line of showers and storms approaches the area later this evening, and then we increase to an orange risk as we get to the 20 local to midnight time frame. It does look to be the model consensus on the best chance of seeing that line of showers and storms pushing through, and the best chance of seeing one of those stronger storms with some gustier winds as well. That's when we introduce some reduced ceilings and visibilities with that better chance of precip and lightning. And we will start to see those winds diminishing as we go into the overnight time frame. Yellow risk for some lingering shower, possibly a storm threat through the 4 a.m. time frame, and then back to green conditions as we move into the 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. time frame with just a very slight chance of maybe an isolated lingering shower. We'll see our temperatures bottoming out around 73 degrees, and those winds will become light. We do keep a yellow risk for some reduced ceilings and visibilities with a chance of maybe a few lingering low clouds or some misty conditions as we get into the start of the day on Tuesday. Tides are running normal at this time, and as we look at the next couple days, again Tuesday, we'll see mostly cloudy overall through the day Tuesday. We'll have a boundary still lingering and continuing to push through the area. It's going to bring a slight chance of a late morning shower and then a decent chance of seeing some scattered afternoon and evening showers. So we do carry an orange risk for precip and lightning, mainly during that afternoon evening time frame, and a yellow risk for reduced ceilings and visibilities with that activity. High temperature around 85 degrees for Tuesday. We'll see things becoming quieter as we move overnight into early Wednesday morning. We do carry a yellow risk for precip and lightning and reduced ceilings and visibilities for a chance of a lingering shower or storm for the first part of the evening, most likely prior to the midnight time frame. And then as we pass midnight, we'll see clouds clearing, becoming partly cloudy and mostly clear, and things drying out and a bit less humid as we move into the day on Wednesday with a low expected around 64 degrees. Wednesday, we will see mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions and a seasonable high around 85 degrees, and not tracking any weather risk for our Wednesday. Should be a pretty nice day. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.